Alrighty, we're back in the garage today with the TUSK KLR build series. So we got the TUSK bags done with the happy trails. Today we're gonna work on grips. What else? I got do grips, mirrors, and the trail tachometer, so we can see what our RPMs are. So let's dive into it and see how it goes. Alright, so everything in this video today will be pertaining pretty much to the front controls areas. So we're going to get rid of these Mickey Mouse rounded mirrors. We're going to swap over our grips to a set of heated grips, and then we'll be putting the tachometer in underneath the main who'd you call it? Because we don't have a tack, so our cluster. So since there is no tack on the 2022, we're going to go ahead and put in a tachometer. Alright, so here is everything. Zoom out. So we got our Oxford heated grips with the controller, trail tack, tachometer, hour gauge, and then our new mirrors. Alright, let's go ahead and start with swapping out our mirrors. Slide these little plastic things up there. And sorry, I realized I had the AC on for the first portion of that, so it's probably annoying, but go ahead and turn that off for now. But I mean, look at the difference between the two mirrors. Just, I mean, and Kawasaki makes those from the factory because it's the same shape as it's on the Ninja. So I don't know why they don't put these on there to begin with, but I like these mirrors a lot better. There we go, quick and easy install to change the looks of the bike up. Alright, so we'll go ahead and add in the trail tachometer, which will go right in here. 3D Cycle Parts has included a template for this to run just underneath the cluster. So they also have the thermo bob with the temperature gauge, and you can run both of them, or you can just do just the tack only or the temperature gauge only. I do plan on later on getting the temperature gauge, so I'll go ahead and just put it in the right hand corner. So I'll cut this template out, place it on there, and then drill our holes to install the trail tachometer. Alright, I went ahead and put on a piece of clear packing tape on the back of, or on the front of this, just to kind of hold it on there. So go ahead and try to get it lined up. Alright, well, it's saying to use a 1/16 drill bit to start it, and then go back with an 11/16. And I went ahead and made sure on the back side of this that there's nothing that the drill bit's gonna hit or anything like that. Alrighty. There's our 3 holes. Now I gotta get 11/16 drill bit. Sorry, 11/64 drill bit. Alrighty. Gotta run the wire in and through the top right hand corner hole. And that is a 3mm Allen and a 7mm socket for the back side. And it's gonna be tricky to get these on. Alright, so I had to reach my hand up through the bottom of the fairing and I can reach the back screws. Alright, so I got the wire following the main harness on the right side of the bike coming down, and then this is our ignition wire right here. So you're supposed to wrap the red end around the ignition wire a few times. So got quite a bit extra here. I'm gonna figure out what to do with that, so let's see how it goes. So there we have the tachometer. Alright, so we're going to go with heated grips on the KLR. Now, I went with the Oxford heated grips. These aren't specifically for the 2022 KLR. This is just a kit that I had. I was going to put on one of the Triumphs, but I changed my mind, so I now have this Oxford grip kit for the heated grips. So I'll go ahead and get this put on there. Alright, so I'm looking through here to see where I want to get my power from, because I don't want to put it directly off of the battery. I want to be able to shut the heated grips on and off. You know, if I turn the bike off, I want the heated grips to shut off. That way I don't accidentally forget and leave them on. So what I'm going to do is I have one of these mini fuse adapters that it just adds a fuse bank to your existing fuse. So I think I'm just going to go with the accessories and put this blade fuse in there and then get my power from that. Alright, so since I'm going to use a fusible link, I'm not going to need this fuse bank, so I'm just going to go ahead and nip that off and then add in, and I'll take the fuse out of this, that way it's the same size fuse. And then I will just solder this, and that will be our connection for the heated grips. So there you have it. This is going to plug into the factory fuse. The factory fuse goes here. So this is a complete different circuit. It's just stealing power from that fuse. So it's not like the 15 amp fuse that I put in here is running this wire. It's just the 5 amp fuse. All right, so we'll go ahead and pop out this 15 amp accessory fuse and then install it into our new fuse adapter, and then that will get plugged back in and we'll figure out our wire routing. And then I'm just going to go ahead and run this ground right here with this chassis ground. Alright, we'll make it come the same way. Alright, well, I'm already foreseeing an issue with this going on here. I was just going to flip it upside down and mount it like this, but the problem is that the screws for the back side are going to hit the bolt, so that's not going to work. I'm going to have to go ahead and flip it and then run everything this way, but I'm going to have to modify the bracket just a little bit to get it bent down so that this is in the correct place. So I'm going to take it over here to the bench and bend it just a little bit. Alright, well, the SD card filled up on me, so I went ahead and got it installed, and then I bent it down, and there it is. So we got all of our buttons there, and then I have the wire for now just ran down over to here. Alright, so I just popped this little cover off of here, and I'm trying to see where the fuel line goes to unplug it. I don't know what sensor that is. It's right here. That is the fuel pump plug. Okay, well, that was a little bit of a fight. The fuel line, which wasn't too bad, but the power for the fuel pump runs down to this little plug right here, and you have to pull up on it in order for it to come out. I was trying to push down because I thought the pin was there, but I got it. You pull up and it pops out. So that is the tank off. Now, so obviously they changed a bunch of different stuff from the previous generations, but one thing I found interesting is there's a vent tube now on the front right corner of the fuel tank. Well, battery died. So anyways, they put a vent on the right side of the tank, which I thought was pretty interesting. That vent tube goes into this little clear, I don't even know what that is, but yeah, there's just a vent tube for the fuel tank. Very interesting. So I know this, I think the ABS module would sit in here if this was an ABS bike, but this is a non-ABS, so that's why there's this little hole in here, which I kind of find cool because I can now install something here. So maybe an extra auxiliary battery or something for running more power, but I doubt I need it. Very interesting. Okay, back to the task at hand. This tether is for my airbag vest. So I need to run this wire up to here somewhere so I can plug that in. So let's go ahead and try to get this routed. I think I'm gonna try to go under here with all these other wires. Might not be as easy, but looks like the path of least resistance, or path of least vibrations, I guess you could say. And I'm just going to follow this factory harness up along with the throttle cable lines. I'll bring you guys back around on this side so you can see where we went with that. Okay, so I got it going from our fuse box across the air box down underneath, and then it follows this harness up to the throttle cable lines and then up to the front. So then the main power line will run around the triple tree and plug in right here. I definitely put a lot of Loctite on all this stuff. Wow. That's a lot of Loctite. So I'm going to take a knife and just cut these grips off. Can't find a razor blade, but this knife is pretty sharp, so this will do the job. So these grips come with a little bit of glue, so I'm just going to run a little bit on the outside here. And I'm leaving it more heavy towards this end so that way the grip will slide over it and push everything up. And it is super glue, so we don't have much time to work with it. And you want to make sure that the wire is not going to hit anything. So go ahead and zip tie that to the throttle cable. Nice, doesn't get bound up and hold the throttle open. So and go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. This one's a little bit nasty, so I'm going to take some alcohol and clean it up a little bit. That way the glue has a clean surface to adhere to. Okay, well, filled up that SD card. Apparently I wasn't recording when I did this one, but it's on. So again, gonna put the bar weight back on and then run our wires and hook everything up. There we go. Okay, so we have our left and our right grip over here, so let's just go ahead and plug these in. All right, We have everything hooked up and ran, tested. Both sides are heating up. If this thing would focus, there we go. I don't know why, but the last couple of videos it's been with this camera, the autofocus is a little bit off, but we turn that light on. We got her. So I'm gonna go ahead and just toss this thing back together real quick. Alright, let's check these puppies out. Oh, I need the key though. All right, well, that's going to go ahead and conclude today's video. I want to thank you guys for following along on this wonderful build series here. Can't thank you guys enough. To all my new subscribers and everyone, definitely worth the journey because this thing is going to be awesome. We still got more coming, so be sure, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. I think a good portion of these videos that are getting decent views, you guys aren't subscribed. So if you're watching this and this is your second time, why not just go ahead and click that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications, and follow along the adventure of the adventure. So thanks you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm Full Throttle Junkie. Peace.